Hey everybody, welcome back. Commander Hoopchi here with a brief introduction to Galactic Powers. And I'm not going to pretend to give you everything you need to know this. There's plenty of tutorial videos on YouTube and Reddit and everywhere else that you can go to find out intricate details about galactic powers and your standing in the galaxy and all of that good stuff. I just want to give you the brief overview so you kind of know what you're getting into if you get involved in galactic powers. I'm not currently pledged to a galactic power. I was for a while. I was with Petraeus for a while, and then I was with Li Yongru for a while. Not currently pledged to anybody because I'm getting ready to take a trip to the center of the galaxy and don't want to be hampered by getting, when I'm traveling through other people's space, getting interdicted by people that think I'm part of another faction, therefore will maybe try to, affect me in some way. But there's multiple benefits to being aligned with one of these powers, but there's also work to be done, and it just depends on how deeply you want to go and how much the benefits that are available through the galactic power system are useful to you. We'll take a look at Li Yongru here because I'm most familiar with him due to having been aligned with him for a while. So, one of the first things you can notice here is, the overview. There's a number of things that you can find here, including the name, the headquarters, the age and allegiance, and his galactic standing. He's rated 7th now, not very high, kind of middle of the pack. He does have some CC income in the amount of 5434 that's available to him for the power. And really, that's just a number that kind of controls what he'll be able to do in terms of next section, the next time it updates. So the powers update every Thursday morning from Frontier through the servers, and things change, and your power may move up, it may move down, depending on what happened the session before, the week before. As you can see, it's last updated up there on the 26th of May, 3302. So that'll be updated again actually tomorrow morning, at some time, whenever it is across the pond that they do these things. But, if you were to pledge to Li Rongyu, you'll notice that there are some available ratings that you can work your way through, and you can get certain bonuses for being a part of those. For instance, rating number 1, you'll get a weekly bonus of 1,000 credits. Woohoo! That's not a lot. But, at least it's a little bit of a salary in case you're having problems getting out of that starter sidey. Maybe it'll help you out. Rating number 2, you get a weekly bonus of 50,000 credits. Also, your ship insurance costs in any controlled or exploited system is reduced by 5%, and then it increases to certain levels based on the galactic power standing. Okay. Rating 3, now these are unlocked. You'll notice rating 2 and rating 3 are unlocked with merits. Unlocked at 100 merits, unlocked at 750 merits, unlocked at 1500 and 10,000 merits. I'll talk about merits in just a moment. But just understand that these aren't just going to be available to you just because you aligned with this power. You are actually going to have to do some work with this power in order to earn those merits and make sure that those ratings are available to you. Rating number 3 is the one that most people might be interested in because it's a weekly bonus of 500,000 credits, which is not bad really. And also it unlocks the Pack Hound rack. Unlocked after 4 weeks, this is a medium seeker missile rack that fires a salvo of drunk missiles, which, I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. But if you're interested in that sort of an item to add to a ship, then, once you have the 750 merits and you've been aligned with him for that long, you can unlock that. Other things happen at rating 4, 1500 merits, that's a 5 million credit amount that you'll be granted every week. And then you also can get that up to 50 million credits if you get to rating 5. But the big thing, and the one thing that I like about being pledged to Li Yongru, is if you do get to that rating 5, you have a 200% increase on exploration, data cell, and controlled and exploited systems. So that can really bump up that explore data stuff quite a lot. So let's view the power on the map. I'll scroll all the way down here and take a look at it on the map to kind of give you a brief introduction to the map as well. What we're about to look at here is the bubble, and this is the bubble of space that where most of humanity is located in, and this is a big, colorful looking thing. And at first glance, you look at this, and you're like, "Wow, what is going on here? I don't even know what is happening." And you know, it's kind of confusing. But basically, in a nutshell, what you're seeing here is each of the powers has a different color assigned to them. For instance, if we go over here and um, look into power play, we can see that Li Yongru is this kind of let me highlight him real quick. Li Yongru is this kind of green, lime green color. You can actually come over here and you can show the headquarters and open the power overview. So if I show headquarters, it'll take me right to where he's at. And now, you know, this is his headquarters, and of course his 15 light year sphere of influence to all the systems around. I'm currently operating in this area, right around this Limbava area that he operates out of. I've found it to be a very profitable area to operate in, and I'm having a good time here. I've got a couple of ships in here as well. You can see over in Valtis, which is just outside of his 15 light year sphere of influence, I have a ship parked there. So, you know, that's just what this is. Now, if we go back to the power overview, you'll notice at the top we have things called pledge. This is where we pledge, but then we go into the tab that says preparation. Now, he's only got this capital that he has to spend. He's only got 93 CC to spend this capital to prepare a system for expansion. And the only one it looks like he's going to be able to afford is the first one, Wolanier. The other ones are red because he does not have the capital necessary if he expands into Wolanier to expand to anywhere else. Okay, so that's just why these are red. So right now, Wolanier is the one place that he's looking into possibly expanding to. You can view it on the map, and there may be things, you know, in preparation that we can do to kind of go in there and help him with that regard. So, you know, this is where you kind of find out where things are going on in terms of the top 10 systems that they may be preparing to expand his empire into, provided everything goes well. The next tab is expansion, and he's not got any systems to expand into. So, you know, let's look at somebody else who's doing a little better. Let's try Zachary Hudson, because I want there to be some. Yeah, now he's got two systems he's looking at, you know, and he's got this one here, you know, which he has, you know, the potential value of this CC is 64, you know, from that system. So that's pretty valuable, and he may want to try to expand in there, and 46 and Ross 33. So here's two systems that he has enough CC, you know, to spend this cycle to possibly, you know, maybe expand into next cycle. And that's what the next tab is about, is expansion. Now here's a system, HIP 93377, who he's trying to expand into. So that means he prepared it last session. And if we look at it, he's 20,381% to the point of succeeding in expanding into HIP 93377. And right now there's no opposition. There's no opposition whatsoever that's trying to help him. Now what you need to understand about the expansion attempts is that all you need to do is, you know, in this case you need to overtake that 20,381%. If you want to go in and try to you know, hinder this guy in some way in expanding to this system, then you could go in there and try to hinder him by destroying ships of his in that section. Unfortunately, there's no way one person's going to get 20,381% by themselves. You need to coordinate that through a Reddit group, or you know, your Xbox Live friends or whatever. But unfortunately, for anybody that's trying to oppose Zachary Hansen, they're not going to stop him. He's going into this system. He's going to expand into, and it's going to be added to his controlled systems. Let's look at another one, just real quickly here. Well, let's go. Now, kind of locking up on me. Here we go. See, she's looking at Tau 1 Hydra. Expansion, just looking at 3 places. Let's see how she's doing. Oh, lots of opposition, you know. In Chukchan, it's under threat. Lots of opposition in Contien, and she's doing pretty well. Baranth, the Noah. So, as you can see, You know, this one's okay. You know, once you reach the triggering threshold, you can see there's a triggering threshold there. You see the white diamond with the box. All you have to do is reach that Xbox. Stop listening. All you have to do is reach that triggering threshold, and once you reach the triggering threshold at 100%, really any more work that you put into this is wasted. It's not doing you any good. Now, the opposition still has some work to do. So if you were, you know, aligned with somebody else who was in this same neighborhood who might be thinking about, you know, preparing Barantha Noah for expansion in the future, you may want to go in here and try to help get that 51% up, because if you get it over 100%, then they cancel each other out. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen since it's going to reset tomorrow morning. So she's going to grow into this area. Let's look at the control tab real quick. Here are the controls, you know, systems that they currently have under, you know, under threat, fortifying, and things like that. If you go into them and look at them, you can see where they stand in regard to the triggers. Now, most of these, I've noticed, it seems like both sides more often than not will get to that 100%. Now, here's one. LP 417.213 that's under threat, and nobody has done any work in terms of her for controlling this, so that's going to be a problem. Now, if I was pledged to them, then it would tell me what I need to do in order to fortify. And if it was not pledged to them, you know, it would kind of tell me what I need to do if I wanted to go in. Unfortunately, I'm not pledged to anybody, so that, you know, that's it's not showing up on my screen. If I were going to pledge to somebody, I'd go ahead and pledge to this guy right here. And you know what? I'll just go ahead and pledge allegiance for him right now, so you can see what I'm talking about. So if we go now into the now, preparation phase, now you can see down there under the minus 26 potential value, preparation tasks, lead them by the wallet. Bring serious franchise package from our control system to help forge exploitable economic ties. So I'm going to want to load up on these serious franchise packages at Limbaba, and then take them to Wolonir and drop them off, and that would be how I would earn my merits for preparation. In terms of expansion, he's not expanding into any systems right now. In terms of control, there are things down here that I can do to help. For instance, Apocalypse is under threat, and it's kind of neck and neck right now. Although there's not enough time left for me to control this, I can try to help get us up to the trigger threshold so that it will cancel out the opposition by bringing serious industrial equipment from headquarters at Limbava to help fortify the system support. And so that's how you earn the merits, okay, that you need in order to get yourself up the ladder and to the point where your rating is high enough to be able to afford to buy the Packhound rack, or to get the 200% increase on data and things like that. You can find these things by viewing them on the map. It'll take you to them. And once you pull up the map, it should automatically highlight them, and you'll have a good idea of where they're located and how far it's going to be for you to, say, jump over there and do whatever it is you want to do. It's taken a while to calculate my route. It is quite a bit outside, but you know, it's not that. You know, it's not. It actually is kind of a far jump if you look at that route. I wonder how many jumps that is to get there. But it's kind of far away, but if I wanted to, you know, try to help with this, I could. Now, if I go into the map, I can also go over here and look at the overview. I can also change it to expansion and look at areas in which we're trying to look at. I can also look at control and show the systems that are currently under Li Rongyu's control, or all these yellow. I'm sorry, all of these yellow systems, and then the white systems are ones that are being fortified. The systems with the bullet targets are systems that are being undermined, and that might be a good place to kind of take a look, is find one of these systems that's being undermined. Let's kind of go down here and take a look a look at this system over here. Oh, there it is. So this system here is being undermined. Now it's a little bit closer. If I plot a route, I think it's a little bit closer. It's being undermined. It's a contested system. And if I go in here and look at the system power view, you can see that, yeah, we're being completely undermined right here, you know, to the tune of 62% to 5%. So if I had a whole week ahead of me, maybe I would decide to bring those serious industrial equipment from headquarters at Limbaba to help fortify the system support. I would earn merits, and I would also have an opportunity to increase that percentage rank so that we can fortify this system and not lose the income from this system, which we're going to need to continue to expand and grow as a power. And the more the power grows, you know, the more that, you know, I'll be able to unlock merits and do things better. So that's just a brief overview. Obviously, there's so much more to power play, and so many things that you could do inside of power play. You know, each power's got different, you know, reasons you might want to pledge to them. Like for this one, you know, this guy here unlocks the Enforcer Cannon to reduce fire weight but improve damage. And maybe that looks attractive to you. I don't know. So you want to read through these and see what it is exactly that they might provide for you that would be something that you would want to add to your ship, or maybe you like one of the benefits. You know, here's a 100% reduction on fines and bounties in controlled exploit systems. If a pirate, that would be handy for you. It's not very handy for me, so I don't think I'd ever want to pledge to this guy, but it could be handy for you. But he does have the Cyto Scrambler, which after 4 weeks is a burst laser that's highly effective against shields. That would be kind of nice to have, so I might consider pledging to him just to have the opportunity to unlock that. Again, this is certainly not an in-depth tutorial. It's just a brief overview of Galaxy Powers and how you can kind of jump in and get your feet wet if you want to. I honestly don't have the time myself to spend earning the merits to get myself up to rating 4 and 5 every week. I just don't have that much time to play the game, so I would prefer to just bounty hunt and make cash and get ready to travel to Sagittarius A and Beagle Point. But if this is something you really want to get into, there are multiple things out there that you can look at. So hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, put them below. I'll try to answer them if I can, and put them in the comments section. And I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, Commanders, please fly safe.